Yo, how's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Of course, I am your host with the most, ClickThatReacts. And today we got an interesting video for you guys, man. This one right here is called How to Spot a Fool in 10 seconds or less. Okay. I always say it's quite easy to spot a fool, in my opinion, right? Now, in 10 seconds or less, I'll say yeah, it's getting easier, right? It's more of these, I don't know, diverse and ethnic classes are starting to show themselves, right? It's getting easier and easier to judge a book by its cover nowadays. But I'll save all that for another video. For right now, let's just hop right into this one and see what this guy's main points are here. Let's go.
What makes people stupid, and right now we have a lot of stupid people in this world, power is pure psychology. Pure psychology, intimidating people and winning before you even enter into a battle. In this world, if you're replaceable, you will be replaced.
That's facts.
A tweet you had, which I loved. The stupidest people are always the ones who think they have the right answers.
One thing that always excited me was this concept of the ancient Greeks, that more...
That's why I always say, what do I know, right? Hey.
Harm is caused in this world by stupid, incompetent people than by evil people. What makes people stupid, and right now we have a lot of stupid people in this world. There always have been stupid people, but because there are more people on the planet, exponentially there are more stupid people on the planet. What makes people stupid, and I'm sorry, I'm just going to tell it like it is their certainty that they have all the answers. This is what's going on with our government. This is what's wrong, with this or that. This is what people should be like, blah, 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 blah. So you're narrowing your focus to this little tiny little rail, something that you heard from somebody else. It's not even your own stupid idea. So you've absorbed it on the internet, whatever, and you're going down on this kind of monorail path. Meanwhile, the world is all around you and you're just going like zoom like that because you're so certain you have the answer. When you have leaders who are so certain, they enter a country into a war they haven't been thought out of. So people who are certain of things are very stupid. And when they have power, they're very, very dangerous. I'm not saying evil people aren't dangerous, but incompetent, stupid people who are so certain, who haven't thought things through, are just as dangerous as evil people.
I think there's far more stupid people than there are evil people as well.
Probably, yeah.
Reputation is the cornerstone of power. Through reputation alone, you can intimidate and win. Once it slips, however, you are vulnerable and will be attacked on all sides. Never let others define it for you.
When I wrote the 48 Laws of Power, I've somebody through my whole life loves playing games. I don't mean that in the abstract sense. I mean literally, like chess, backgammon, sports, poker, whatever. I like the cleanness of a game. It's like you do this and you can win, etc. But there's also a psychological element in it, particularly when you're playing poker and you're bluffing. It's a game of chance. You don't really know what cards you're going to get. But that fellow over there, he's been bluffing. He bluffed before, I'm sure he did. He's going to do it again. So the psychology starts entering into the picture in a game of chance. You don't realize that so much of the game of power has nothing to do with data and you being a better person at something. A lot of it is pure psychology and intimidating people and winning before you even enter into a battle. Power is pure psychology. Pure psychology. And what I mean by that is the CEO of a company, it's not like baseball where you have a good batting average or OPS, you're going to get in the lineup, they're going to bat you in the cleanup spot. Life isn't like that. So the way somebody rises to the CEO, and I know because I was on the board of directors of a publicly traded company, is not about metrics. It's not about things that they've actually done. It's about psychology. People rise to positions of power because they know how to play the game, and they know how to play the game of psychology. They know how to appear. They know how to play the optics. They know how to intimidate. They know how to say less than necessary. They know all the psychological little gambits. This is the game of life, the game of power. The rules are a little bit nebulous, but here's how you play. You play by mastering these little psychological bits. One of them is your reputation.
I'm fascinated by reputation and credibility. Every single nightclub that you've ever been to is the same thing. It's people getting drunk in a room to music. It'll never be anything else. And what I realized from doing that was the power of reputation. Now, this isn't the reputation of a person, it's the reputation of a brand. But if your company is known for always putting on good parties, then you get to benefit from that.
What happens is, when you have a reputation for putting on good parties,
people come.
More people come.
Which
so you
makes
have
your
better
parties
parties.
good. Yep, correct. And this is the really important point. Never let others define it for you. When you are vulnerable, you'll be attacked on all sides. Because as it's going up, it precedes you. It continues to do work for you, exponentially growing and growing. But when you're starting to go down, even your best work will sometimes be derogated to be worse than it is. So you have done something that is good, but because of your reputation, you're a liar, you're a phony, you're a grifter, you're a shill, you're a fake.
That's right.
Credibility is the one thing that you should never sell because you cannot buy it back. There is no return policy on your credibility.
And people are so, getting back to the word stupid, I mean, they post things on social media when they're young, not realizing that 5 years later when they're trying to get a job at a law firm, they're doing incredibly ridiculous things on Instagram, and that part of their reputation. Everything you do is reflected through the social world.
Yes. Everything you do is, you know, it's crazy because it's almost like we need to put it directly in people's face, right? So how you have a credit score, and how you pay things back or whatever else, you can directly see it. Unfortunately for these people that they are saying are stupid, when you don't see your social credit score, at least not directly and at least not right away. But people don't understand that everything that you say, everything that you do, how you dress or how you present yourself, even the way that you engage in a conversation, your first few words in that conversation is affecting your social credit score. So, I mean, in my opinion, we should just start that off right in the front, right? Every single person should be born with a social credit score, and it could be directly linked, to your social security number if you want, right? The only people, in my opinion, that would oppose this idea are the ones that are going out there and showing themselves in a bad light, right? These people that want to supposedly just be free, to do whatever they want and live however they want to live. When unfortunately, that's just not how life works, right? It never has and it never will. Before we even had a thing called reputation, before we even had a word for it, you've always had a reputation. Even the most bare bones of creatures even understand this. This is one of the main reasons why so many creatures and animals, they flake out at the sight of a human, right? They hide, they run, they whatever. They're very skeptical or careful when they approach a human, or if they see a human approaching them. Why? Because of humans have the reputation of either being mean or cruel or being the hunters, the predators of these creatures, right? So that right there is already a reputation or a social credit score, right? But some people just don't. They don't have an ability to think, right?
Nothing is in isolation. People are continually judging you. Where you have to think before you post. How are people going to take this? If I say this stupid, rude thing that comes right out of me because I don't control my tongue, one false step will ruin your reputation.
There's a British MP on the receiving end of a tweet from 2009, which has come back around. Like, get these Estonian retards out of my house right now. She's had to do this groveling apology.
People judge on appearances. They don't judge on the reality of who you are. They don't know who I am or who you are. They judge on what they see and how we appear. They want to have something consistent that they can grab onto. They want to say something simple. That guy is funny and that's who he is. This guy is that. And if you can't be consistent, if you're all over the place, if you're changing your ideas, you're conservative, then you're liberal, blah, blah, and you're trying to tack with each wind to get power, yeah, you'll get some power that way, but it'll make you look weaselly. It'll make you look distrustful, and people won't like that, and your reputation will be one of somebody who has no soul, who has no core.
It's funny that they're talking about your appearance and being weaselly, and then all of a sudden there's the owner of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, right? I like how they placed that right then and there, because in my opinion, Mark Zuckerberg, I don't know this man personally, but you do seem like a very weaselly character, right? You even have the look. He has a very weaselly look. But to shift gears here really quick, a lot of people just don't simply understand that, and it's like they want to break that for some reason when it's a natural life thing, right? It's just natural to judge a person based off of their immediate appearance. And this is something that you have to be able to do. This is a safety protocol, right? That's just instinct. And it's unfair to try to strip us of that immediate safety protocol that we have and try to say that it's unjust or it's wrong or it's mean or it's whatever it is that you want to try to call it. This is the most basic bare bones thing in human nature, right? I mean, imagine if you saying that, oh, you shouldn't judge all people just by the way that they look. All right, well then would you walk up to a bear and say, hey, don't judge that bear? Right? I mean, unfortunately, we even have cases like Irina Zaruska, right? If she would have judged the guy behind her strictly based off his looks, she would probably still be here, right? And this is why in humans standards, we have it's very broad, right? But it's a pretty basic idea of what a safe individual looks like, right? And if you want to talk about like the gangs in Asian countries, right? This is one thing that they understood. We don't actually want to look like gang members, so we're going to blend in with the crowd. We're going to look like businessmen. We're going to look at as non-intimidating as possible, right? But for some reason, we don't understand that, right? In American or in Western society, we come out with these very aggressive looks, and we blame everybody else for being a little weary of us, which I think is very strange, right? I mean, you look like a bear, and then it's everybody else's fault for being a little scared of you because of how you look. But whatever.
So reputation also has to have a consistency, a core to it, a soul that binds it all together. On the other hand, if you're very Machiavellian in person, poke holes in your enemy's reputation and you will destroy them. Bring up things that are inconsistent with the reputation and you will have ruined. Be like popping a balloon. It'll just go whoop, like that. In this world, if you're replaceable, you will be replaced. So
hold on, guys, give me 1 second. I'm gonna fix the video that we're reacting to, and I'm gonna fix it in a flash. All right, there we go. See, that was quicker than you thought, right? Quicker than you imagined in a flash. All right, anyway, let's go ahead. Now that we got everything cleaned up, let's go ahead and get back to the video. We'll rewind it just a little bit to get a little bit of a refresher on what was last said. So let's go back about 10 seconds or so.
With the reputation, and you will have ruined. Be like popping a balloon. It'll just go whoop, like that. In this world, if you're replaceable, you will be replaced. So if in your job you're in your 20s and you're doing something that other people could do, by the time you become 28, they can hire somebody 24 when they hired you, but for less money. They will do that right away. It's a brutal world. So the only defense against that is to be irreplaceable in this world. And the good news is that you are, at your core, irreplaceable. There is something strange and weird about you. So what the game of life involves is knowing your uniqueness, is knowing who you are, is knowing what makes you weird and what makes you odd. And the problem is that we're social animals, and the pressure continually on us is to fit into a group, is to be like other people, to have their ideas, to have their values, to have their tastes, to dress like them. That happens when you're young, you're in your adolescence. We all go through that phase. I went through that phase. But if you keep on that track when you're in your 20s and on, which is happening a lot today through social media, you're going to lose that sense of what makes you odd and different. And so you don't know who you are anymore. They're so afraid of being odd. But look at all the powerful people in this world. Look at your Elon Musks. Look at your celebrities in entertainment.
They're all odd. The thing is, though, is that they have just accepted their oddities. And not only have they accepted their oddities, they have exploited their oddities to a point to where, because even though we all are kind of the same, right? Nobody actually wants visually, it doesn't stand out if the person is exactly the same, right? So a person that's exactly the same is not going to be that popular person, right? The popular person is the one that has something different about them, right? And now everybody else tries to mimic whatever that difference is, right? That's why, that's why older cars still stand out. Like right now, if you see a car from the 80s drive down the street, it's going to catch your eye, right? It might not be your particular taste or whatever, but it's still going to catch your eye because it stands out from the crowd. And every single person has an oddity. Now, whether or not you can find it and whether or not you know how to use it and harness that power, hey, we all have to kind of try to figure that out about ourselves. But yes, the most successful people in this world, if you look at any of them, they all have an oddity. They just know how to capitalize off of that oddity.
In business and politics, they're one of a kind. They stand out for something that's truly different. Even Albert Einstein, there's nobody else like Einstein, there's nobody like Da Vinci. That's where your power lies. And you'll go, oh, but Robert, those are people that were brilliant, that were talented. I'm not like that. I don't have that. Well, bullshit. You do have that. It's just you're forgetting about it and you don't want to put the effort into it. I talked in Mastery.
Today I'm going to show you how you can use thumbnailcreator.com to create AI-generated YouTube.
Of a woman named
Yeah, everybody has it. And I wouldn't even say that there is nobody like Einstein, right? I believe we all have a doppelganger somewhere in this world. But the thing is that Einstein just mastered his oddity, right? And I think that there's other people that have the same traits, maybe, or the same oddities as Einstein. It's just that they have not mastered it, so therefore we don't know that person, right? There might be another 10,000 Einsteins walking on the face of this earth right now, but yet we would never know who they are because they have not mastered their oddity and they are not presenting it to the world, right? So I really don't truly believe anybody is one of a kind because in a certain sense, we were all created equal and there's only so many different combinations that life can use in order to create people, right? We all, maybe some of us are goofy. Some of us are silly. Some of us are very serious, and you can only manipulate all of these different traits in so many different ways to create a person or a personality. So there's going to be other people out here in the world that are exactly like you in every way, shape, or form, right? They say the same things that you might say. They think the same thoughts that you might think. They watch the same shows. They like or dislike all of the same things. There's somebody out there that is exactly like you. Now, whether or not you will ever meet that person or ever see that person, hey, who knows?
Temple Grandin, who was born with severe autism, and she was able to find her way to become a very brilliant professor, academic writer, and about animals, animal behavior, and about autism itself. She found her way to it. When she was 3 or 4, she couldn't even speak any language. She was going to be hospitalized. You have that potential. It's just you're not putting the effort into it. You were lazy. You want to fit into the group. You want to conform because it's easy. But your oddness, what makes you weird, what makes you different, that little strange quirk in how you want to dress yourself, that little strange quirk in your musical tastes, that little quirk in the food that you like to eat, that is who you are. Those are signs from deep within, from your core, from your soul. And if you lose that, not only are you not going to be successful in life, you will also lose yourself and you'll be unhappy.
Y'all want to know what one of my strange quirks is in the way I eat food? I got two, right? So one of them is everybody knows what ramen noodles is, right? The ramen noodles or whatever. It don't really matter what noodle it is. I eat it with a spoon, right? I like to eat noodles with a spoon, whether it be spaghetti noodles, ramen noodles, whatever. I like to eat them with a spoon. Why? I don't know. That's just kind of me. And then I don't like, if you give me like a chicken leg or something like that, I won't just pick it up and bite it. I kind of like to peel it. Right? I like to peel it, or even sometimes I even use a fork. Right? And I'm talking about chicken on the bone. So those would be my two little strange food quirks, right? Let me know what y'all's is down in the comment section.
And feel you'll be alienated from who you are. And you can get away with that when you're young because you're happy, you look good, you've got energy, things are going right. You get into your 30s and you're like everybody else, and you don't know who you are and you don't know what you like anymore, and you're just following the trends. You start to get depressed and you start going down this rabbit hole, and things can turn really ugly. So you need a bit of courage in life. You need to go.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I was going to say I encourage everybody to truly, since this week has been pretty much about AI, I'll use the AI word here. Take a deep dive within yourself and truly question everything that you like or dislike, right? Question it. Truly ask yourself, sit down, don't have any distractions, man. Turn off the music, turn off the TV, tell people to stop talking to you for a few minutes, or go to a quiet place, wherever that quiet place may be for you. Mine is the shower, right? Everybody tells me I take ridiculously long showers, but that's where I do a lot of my contemplating and my thinking. But everything that you like, why do you like it? And truly questioning yourself. Why do you like it? Is it because your friends like it? Is it because you saw it on a billboard or some advertisement? Is it because that's what's in right now? That's the new cool thing. The way you dress, the color you like. Question it all. And now you will truly start to see who you actually are, even if it's the way you react to a situation, your thoughts and your ideas. Question where you actually getting this idea from, right? And now you will start to see what actually is shaping your mind, and whether or not you are your own person, or are you just simply following the herd. But once you understand these things, and once you start questioning these things about yourself, it makes it that much easier to kind of separate yourself from the pack, right? And accept it. Whatever it is about yourself, man, accept it, right? Don't try to hide it. Don't try to mask it. Don't try to get rid of it. Accept it and enjoy it and broadcast it to everybody else. Like, hey, this is what makes me me, and this is what makes me different. And this is what's going to catapult you to the top of the success world, success charts.
Okay, I am weird. I am strange. You know, lean into it. So sometimes you need a little bit of cojones. You need a little bit of courage. You need to stand up and say, I'm okay being different.
Exactly. Yep.
Hey, hope you enjoyed this video. So today's key takeaway is that overconfidence is way more dangerous than outright malice. When people are dead sure they've got all the answers without questioning, they end up causing chaos, from pointless Twitter wars to real-life conflicts. But here's the twist. Real power isn't about fancy degrees or perfect metrics. It's a mind game. It's bluffing, optics, intimidation, winning before you even start. And at the heart of it, your reputation. Once it's gone, there's no return. So what's the secret sauce to staying on top? Embrace your quirks. Lean into what makes you weird. That's your edge. Stay curious, stay flexible, and have the guts to stand out. Let's play smarter.
And that's right, man. So, I mean, hey, he already summed it up pretty good. There's nothing else really to say besides subscribe to the channel, man. If you guys really want to investigate yourselves, man, and truly find out what makes you you, subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be doing a lot of that here, right? We're going to be doing a lot of pretty much soul searching, investigating, man, uncovering the truths about everything in life, you know. So whether it's about you, whether it's about music, whether it's about politics, whatever, current events, crazy videos that you see on the internet, you know, we gonna bring them here. We gonna talk about them. I'm gonna show it to you, and then tell you my takes on it. And whether you agree or disagree or not, we all still humans, and we all are on this earth to help each other out. So why not help a brother out and hit that subscribe button, get his video a like, share it with a friend, and let's go out in this world, man, and make it a better place. All right. Thank each and every one of y'all so much from the bottom of my heart for spending a little bit of your day with me, for clicking on this video, and all of y'all that are subscribed, all of y'all that give this video a like. Y'all are the true champions, and that you never know. Yo, Quirk might be watching this video. You like watching weirdos like me, right? Whatever, man. Y'all go out in the world, make it a better place, and have a great day. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next one. And don't forget, follow me on my other social media platforms. I'm on all social media platforms at ClickThatReacts.